You stare at the email from Human Resources. Your new salary is official. It is a massive number, a number you once firmly believed would solve every single money problem you ever had. You celebrate the victory, you mentally spend the extra cash, and you feel a sudden rush of power. But 6 months from now, you will look at your bank account and realize something terrifying. You are making more money than ever before, but you do not feel any richer. You are still waiting for the next paycheck just to keep the machine running. The problem is not the size of the paycheck. The problem is a massive glitch in human psychology. When income rises, spending almost always rises right alongside it. You convince yourself that because you work hard, you deserve a better car, a nicer apartment, or premium groceries. You upgrade your life in tiny, invisible increments. You think you are rewarding yourself for a job well done, but you are actually just building a much more expensive cage. You are trapped by the very money you thought would set you free. To break out of this cage, you have to stop looking at your salary as a license to buy more things. You must start looking at your income as raw material to buy your freedom. Wealth is not a measure of what you spend at the store. Wealth is a measure of what you keep, what you control, and what you send out into the world to multiply. A raise is only valuable if you capture a piece of it before it disappears into a cash register. This brings us to a silent wealth destroyer called lifestyle creep. It is the slow, steady inflation of your daily habits. It happens so smoothly that you never even notice you are bleeding cash. You get a $5,000 salary increase, and suddenly that old couch looks a little worn out. You sign up for a new subscription, you take a slightly better vacation, and you start ordering takeout a few more times a month. The money vanishes in a million tiny transactions. Before the year is over, that entire $5,000 is gone. You traded a massive opportunity for a slightly softer couch and some extra sushi. The extra money did not change your net worth at all. It just changed your baseline for comfort. If your expenses rise exactly as fast as your income, you are running on a treadmill that keeps speeding up. You will sweat more, you will work harder, but you will never actually move forward. The middle-class playbook is built entirely on this treadmill. People get a raise and immediately ask the bank how much more house they can afford. They use their new income to qualify for a larger mountain of debt. The rich operate on a completely different mechanical system. When the wealthy get a spike in cash flow, they do not ask what they can buy today. They ask how much of this new money can be put to work for tomorrow. Addressing this trap requires a hard rule, not just good intentions. Behavioral finance tells us that willpower is a terrible wealth-building strategy. If the money sits in your checking account, you will eventually find a reason to spend it. You need a mechanical system that forces you to save the money before you even see it. You need to automate the capture of your new wealth so that your human flaws cannot ruin the math. Enter the 50/50ths rule. This is the ultimate framework for handling any salary increase, bonus, or unexpected windfall. The math is brutal and simple. You take exactly half of the new money after taxes and lock it away for your future self. You take the other half and use it to upgrade your current lifestyle. You get the dopamine hit of a reward today, but you also secure your financial base for tomorrow. Let us break down the raw math of a $5,000 raise. After the IRS takes its cut, you might be left with around $3,600 in actual cash for the year. That is exactly $300 a month in new money. If you follow the 50/50ths rule, you take $150 and deploy it directly into a compounding investment. You take the remaining $150 and spend it on whatever you want without an ounce of guilt. Now look at the alternative. The average person takes that entire $300 and uses it to finance a new car. They walk into a dealership, trade in a perfectly good vehicle, and take on a massive loan just because the monthly payment fits their new salary. They are trading their future freedom for a depreciating piece of metal. 5 years from now, that car will be worth a fraction of its price and the money will be gone forever. But what happens to the $150 you invested every month? It goes into an index fund and starts a chain reaction. The first year it feels slow. You have a few $1,000s, but then compound interest starts to flex its muscle. Assuming an annual return of 8.5%, the interest you earn starts earning its own interest. Your money begins to work the night shift, generating cash while you sleep, while you drive, and while you work. Fast forward a decade. The person who bought the car has nothing but rust and a stack of expensive repair bills. You have a compounding investment portfolio that has grown into tens of thousands of dollars. That single decision to split your raise in half completely changed the trajectory of your life. You built a massive wall of liquidity between you and disaster, all without ever feeling like you were sacrificing your happiness. The hardest part of this system is fighting the urge to look rich. Society trains you to signal your success through endless consumption. If you get a promotion, people expect you to wear nicer clothes and pick up the check at dinner. You feel a deep, invisible pressure to prove to your peers that you are moving up in the world. But looking rich is the absolute fastest way to guarantee you stay broke. True wealth is entirely invisible to the naked eye. It is the money you do not spend. It is the car you did not buy, the watch you left in the store, and the first-class ticket you downgraded to economy. Wealth is the pile of unspent options sitting in a brokerage account. It is not glamorous, and nobody is going to applaud you for it on social media, but it is the only thing that actually buys you freedom. To build this invisible wealth, you have to ruthlessly optimize your cash flow. Every time your income rises, you have a brief window of time before you get used to the new number. That window is your only chance to strike. You must log into your payroll system and increase your automatic investment contributions the exact same day your raise goes into effect. Do not wait for the end of the month to see what is left over. If you wait, the money will instantly find a job. Your brain will justify a dozen tiny upgrades that drain the account to zero. You will convince yourself that you desperately need better coffee, faster internet, and premium streaming services. Once those expenses are locked in, they become your new normal. Downgrading your lifestyle later is incredibly painful. It is much easier to just never upgrade it in the first place. The beauty of the 50/50ths rule is that it completely eliminates the feeling of deprivation. You are not living like a monk in a cave. You are still taking half of your raise and enjoying the fruits of your labor today. You get to feel the tangible progress of your hard work, but you are also acting like a financial sniper, quietly securing assets that will pay you dividends for the rest of your natural life. This is the exact mechanical difference between the working rich and the truly wealthy. The working rich have massive salaries, massive houses, and massive amounts of stress. If they lose their job, their entire empire collapses in 90 days because they have zero liquidity. The truly wealthy might earn the exact same salary, but they have a fortress of investments that can sustain their lifestyle indefinitely. They own their time. Every single dollar you earn is a worker. When you spend that dollar on a luxury item, you are firing your worker. You are sending them away forever in exchange for a temporary thrill. When you invest that dollar, you are sending it to a factory where it will clone itself. The opportunity cost of a lifestyle upgrade is not just the price tag of the item, it is the millions of clones that dollar could have created over your lifetime. You have to treat your personal finances like a ruthless corporate balance sheet. A Fortune 500 company does not blow all its profits on a fancy new office just because it had a good quarter. A smart company reinvests its profits into research, development, and better equipment to secure future dominance. You are the CEO of your own life. You must reinvest your profits into your own future dominance. People resist this mindset because they think they have plenty of time. They tell themselves they will start saving when they hit the next salary bracket. They think the six-figure mark will magically fix their terrible spending habits. But the math does not care about your feelings or your future promises. If you cannot manage a $5,000 raise today, you will completely destroy a $50,000 raise tomorrow. The bad habits scale right along with the money. You must fix the plumbing before you turn up the water pressure. If you have a hole in your bucket, pouring more water into it will not help you carry it any further. A higher salary just makes the water drain out faster. You have to patch the hole by deciding exactly what percentage of your income belongs to you and what percentage belongs to the corporations selling you temporary comfort. When you finally lock down this system, something incredible happens to your daily stress levels. The panic of living paycheck to paycheck completely fades away. You stop worrying about unexpected bills, sudden car repairs, or medical emergencies. Your compounding investments act as a massive shock absorber for the chaos of life. You walk into your job with a completely different energy because you know you do not desperately need their next check. You start making decisions based on power, not fear. You can negotiate harder, take bigger risks, or walk away from a toxic boss without blinking. This level of autonomy is exactly what the middle-class spender sacrifices when they finance a luxury lifestyle. They trade their personal sovereignty for leather seats and a shiny hood ornament. You chose to buy your own freedom instead, and that makes you untouchable. The next time your salary goes up, remember the mechanics of the game. A raise does not automatically make you richer. It only gives you the raw mathematical opportunity to make yourself richer. Take half for today and send half to the future. Build the system, ignore the noise of consumer culture, and let the math do the heavy lifting. That is exactly how you win the high-stakes game of wealth.